Greetings and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 7, Episode 24, titled Uncommon Bond. I heartily suggest you find and watch the episode itself sans commentary before proceeding with either this afterthoughts review or viewing my full reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Please support the official release. Be warned, this afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the episode itself. With that out of the way, on to the review. As we approach the end of the season, we find ourselves at the train station with Starlight Glimmer. She seems extra excited and a little nervous.
Excuse me, when does the noon train from the Crystal Empire arrive?
Noon?
Huh, right. Sorry. I'm just a little excited because my friend Sunburst is coming.
It's always good to see Sunburst, and it's especially fun to see Starlight interacting with her own particular circle of friends. And here's Sunburst, Starlight's oldest and bestest childhood friend, the one with whom she is so very close. I'm sure they'll have fun together.
You and me doing the stuff we like, games, magic.
Antiquing.
What?
Antiquing. You know I like antiquing.
You do?
Of course. Historical knickknacks, ancient relics. Oh, you are so lucky. Ponyville is Antique Central.
It is?
How have we never talked about this? We are going antiquing and you are gonna love it.
Oh my, here's a nice little conflict seed. Over the years, it seems that perhaps they've developed some individual, non-shared interest. They've grown apart. And that could be a really big problem, especially considering Starlight's old issues. But hey, Starlight's willing to give Sunburst's hobby a try, and who should they run into but Twilight?
I'm so glad you're here.
In the antique store?
In Ponyville. Starlight's really been looking forward to your visit. Though I'm glad you're in the antique store too. I'm usually the only one.
That's crazy! Who doesn't like antiquing, right?
Right. Ooh, look! An ancient map of Equestria made by the mighty Helm!
While that map deal is super cool, it's abundantly clear that Starlight really isn't into the whole antiquing thing. Not like Twilight and Sunburst are, at any rate. So Starlight gets to spend the first few hours of her dear friend's visit watching him bond with Twilight over an activity she finds rather unengaging. Oh, and nice job Hasbro on sneaking in a blind bag reference with that unopened barrel Sunburst brought. A quick board game later, and, well, Starlight is having a less than pleasant time of it. As for Sunburst...
I hope you're enjoying your visit so far.
Are you kidding? I mean, first antiquing, and then spending time with Twilight?
Oh, yeah. She's pretty great.
Right? I mean, I know she's a princess, but I never thought she'd be so fun to just hang out with.
Well, she is the princess of friendship.
Right. I guess that makes sense.
So, tomorrow I thought...
I suppose I'm just surprised at how well we get along. I don't have much in common with most ponies.
You two are pretty similar. I don't know many ponies who are fluent in Old Ponish.
Exactly! I probably have more in common with Twilight than any pony in Equestria.
Right.
Ah, now here's the real conflict. It's not just that Sunburst and Starlight have kind of grown apart, and that their own hobbies and interests no longer exactly overlap on every point, but that Sunburst, on meeting Starlight's other friends, finds himself bonding with them too, and over interests that Sunburst shares with them, but which they don't really share with Starlight. This dynamic continues, with Sunburst establishing new friendships with Trixie and Maud, over respectively their loves of stage magic and geology. The neglected Starlight's attempts to recreate childhood activities that Sunburst and Starlight enjoyed together don't exactly work out, and her worries that the two of them simply aren't compatible as friends anymore continue to grow. Starlight fears they've simply drifted too far apart.
I appreciate you trying to help, Twilight, but it seems pretty clear that Sunburst and I have grown apart. I understand, but I feel like that only happens if you both let it. You still want to be friends, right? I created a spell so we could relive playing a game in our childhood home. And bodies. Right. I'm just not sure Sunburst wants to stay friends too. I think you might be surprised.
As it turns out, Sunburst does want to stay friends with Starlight, and has begun to look for new ways they can share some updated fun times. And he's even bringing all of Starlight's friends into the action. Ultimately, friendship problems solved. I would like to point out that I really liked how Starlight handled the whole thing. This situation could have been a setup for her to go full-on jealousy mode, and that could have led to acting out in destructive or self-destructive behaviors. But it didn't. Instead, by and large, she remained focused on trying to connect, or perhaps reconnect, with her old friend, and her repeated failures were driving her more towards despair than anger. But with the problem behind them, it is time for Sunburst to head back home. A good trip overall, a friendship problem resolved, new friends made, and,
I want to hear if you find anything interesting in that barrel.
Trust me, Starlight. You'll be the first to know.
well, that isn't ominous at all. If you wish to see my full reaction to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 Episode 24 titled Uncommon Bond, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction here on this Afterthoughts review. And until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.